Yo, what's popping? So I'm doing a bit of a late power ranking video. I'll probably have to move locations midway through because I see some people coming over this way, and I don't want to sound like a crazy person. So yeah, power rankings on the top right is what I had the previous time I did them. So right after the midseason madness, and on the left is the APAC ones. Oh, I have Paris already there. Well, that's not a big surprise anyway. You know that they're the worst team, and of course they were the worst team, right? Because they knew they were getting dropped. So why would they try very hard at all? But with their new roster, I can't really put them higher in good faith. It doesn't really make any sense. But I don't think Paris are going to crawl out of bottom three anytime soon. So they're just going to end up staying there. But next up is going to be the Washington Justice. So yeah, Washington looked really good, but they also just gave away Mag for nothing. Well, for money, I suppose. And the rest of the team is probably going to explode, so I just kind of have to put them there. Even though, like, oh, well, maybe Washington, how we saw them play against Shock, and, I mean, the Paris matches, whatever. Maybe they'd beat a team above them, but there's no way they're going to if they were to play, like, next week against almost any team, based on what we know. As I'm recording this, there could have been announcements, and I don't know them, right? So who knows what's going on there. But you know, it's Washington Justice. They're not looking too hot right now as a franchise. So they're going to have to go there, right? Or wherever. Oh, I'm going to run out of... Oh, I just messed up the thing and I can't really see my screen. Oh, it's easy because next up is actually the Atlanta Reign, unfortunately. Because it feels really weird to put them this low. Because they've been such a good team in the tournaments throughout the season and all that. But I'm trying to see where the people went. I don't know where they went. I don't want to... Oh, they're right here. Yeah, they're coming real close. I'm going to have to move in a moment. But, you know, they look genuinely really bad, and I don't really have a lot of faith in them to get better throughout this meta. Just, like, I don't know, something about it seems really wrong. Now, of course they could, and by the time the tournament comes around, it's Atlanta Reign. They'll be a different beast. But They genuinely look horrible. They lost to Boston, who I think Boston's okay, but I think all the other teams level up around them, so they kind of end up in the same spot. And it boggles my mind. I really thought Atlanta would be good in this meta, but they just haven't been. So I don't know entirely what's been going on there, but they just look really bad. I can't see them beating a team next week. Actually, they play like a really easy team, so they might get a shot. They might be able to get back into this. It's not over for them yet, but we'll see. Because Speedley's also coming too, so. Not next week, though, the week after. But we'll see what's going on with the Atlanta Reign then. And anyway, I have to go move to a different rock. Bruh. Alright, so I'm back. I'm in a location that's a bit better, I think. You know, got the down lower, standing up, nice and good. I fixed whatever was going on there. I have no clue what was happening, but whatever. So, talking about the Atlanta Reign and how it just feels so bad to put them down here. But, I can't see them beating anyone above them right now, and that's really shocking. But it's going to be the Boston Uprising next, who just beat the Atlanta Reign, and then just hard loss to London, who weren't trolling and playing Somber anymore. God bless, they're not doing that. So Boston is their Boston. Now they have Mag, which is going to be great for them, because, well, Punk's Junker-kun wasn't bad. It wasn't like, you know, amazing, and Mags was like genuinely probably one of the best we saw last weekend, so that should help them a lot. But you know, it's Boston. It's the same things that's been going on the whole time. Their DPS, I'm of the opinion that DPS are consistent. I see some people saying they're inconsistent. I think they're consistent, and I think they're either losing to people better than them or beating people better than, or beating people that they're better than. Yeah. Maybe this should be closer. I don't know if that's fucking up, but the thing about Boston, right? They have the team play a bit better, but the double main support, it's okay, I suppose, but they're just Boston. I don't know. I don't have any other way to put it. Maybe Mag will put them over the edge and get them up higher. I can see that for sure, but right now, I don't think... It's not that they've gotten worse. They've gotten better, but everyone else has gotten better, especially the bottom three teams. Like the... Oh, it scrolled down. I see that's what happened, eh? It must have scrolled down. So now I'm too high? Yeah, okay, hold on. Hold on, bye. Give me a moment, eh? Hello, screen? There we go. Fuck. Whatever. Good enough. So Vancouver has actually came out and they have looked good, but I'm very hesitant to put them higher. Like Aspire is crazy. Aspire is looking to be to disrupt everyone, and he's looking to be a high tier, S tier DPS. And yes, he was, but it was hard to justify that with, you know, no wins basically. So now this team, they look like they know what they're doing in this meta. Mirror Junker Queen looks solid. You see that King had a very, I think King looked good. Yeah, he fumbled a little bit at the very end, sure, but that was literally the first game. That's not going to be indicative of him moving forward entirely. He will get he won't make those mistakes again, I feel, as we move on. And I think he looked great. I think Aspire looks great. Mirror looks good. You have, I forget who was playing other than Masa. I don't remember if it was Skyreaper or Aztec. I forget. My bad. But it's looking to come together for Vancouver. But you have to still question. It's Vancouver though, right? You still have to do that question in your head. Despite all these new changes. So next up is going to be the, oh, it moved down again. I'm gonna lose it. Is the new, oh, it moved up. No way. Is the New York Excelsior. So a lot of people are going to rate New York higher than this. They are. And I feel conflicted because, yeah, they beat Houston, but Houston should have had that match. All things considered, that was Houston's match to lose, and they decided to lose it. That's what happened. So, yeah, and against Dallas, Yaki got a map, and Yaki looks great. And Ansoonjae is a huge addition to this team. It cannot be understated how good Ansoonjae is whenever you have, like especially in this kind of meta, where you need two good main supports. Ansoonjae was a fantastic pickup. I'm upset this didn't happen earlier. It kind of shows that the franchise hasn't like given up. They think they can crawl out of bottom three, and it looks like they should, really, because Washington should be dipping down. Paris isn't going to go anywhere, so either one of New York or Vancouver at least should crawl out, and they're going to be fighting against each other the whole way through. New York does have the edge right now because they had more wins, I guess, but I'm excited for New York. I think they could go crazy. I want to see a little bit more before I rate them like top 5, because I see top 5 power rankings. I'm like, but you have to step back a little bit, because how much is how far can Yaki take you basically? Because he looks phenomenal on the Genji. Flores clicking. Kellen was actually like not a liability. Kellen was very, very usable, very good, I would say. But we've seen it from New York before, right? We've seen them looking really good and still not being able to get the job done sometimes. So I don't know. I think that's okay. I think that's a good spot for New York. Next up is the London Spitfire. To move me down again, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I really am. God damn it. Hold on. Alright, hopefully it's okay now. I'm using a fucking touchpad, so it's difficult. So London, they come out, they hard troll with the Sombra pick. I never want to see Sparker on Sombra. He's literally your carry of your team. Do not put him on Sombra. The backbone Genji was not great. It got a little bit better the next match, right? And they did look good. I think London's gonna, I'm not worried about London moving forward, actually. They gave it a troll match, didn't work. Whatever. They gave up on the Reinhardt. I think you have to, unfortunately. And London have the team mindset to already be good in this meta, right? So I'm not too worried. Was a rough loss, but you get it back. You look okay. I'm not too worried, but you still have to give some concern. She's like, well, why were they even trying that in the first place? Were they not confident or something? Who knows what it is? But you know what? They did okay. I'm not too worried. This is about where I had them last time, I think. I don't know. I can't really look. But we'll take it. So, please don't move. I will be very upset. Don't move. Don't move. Let's fucking go. So, Florida Mayhem. They beat Atlanta, they beat London, right, as London Trolls. I don't know who wins if they do a rematch right now this weekend. I'd put London still because I'm that guy, I guess. I don't know. But that's kind of hard to say, right? They look good, but you said you have to have some concerns, right? They're Florida. They have seemed to have, okay, one thing with Florida, I'm rambling, but you know what? I'm in the fucking rocks, bro. Give me a moment. They've had troubles like deciding what they want to do moving forward. We saw it last stage. They really didn't have an identity until that midseason madness, I would say, where they played that very aggressive XE carry style. and they figured it out, but it was too little too late. If they have it down right now, I think this team could go places, but there is always a but. Especially if the rumors are true. Spoilers right now. Khan is supposed to go to Florida, I think. If that's true, I'm not sure where he fits into this lineup, and I'm worried they're going to mess up again. But, you know, right now they've looked good enough that you can't really place them any lower, right? Yeah, so, and you also can't discredit their loss, or you can't put too much weight into their placement on their loss against Shockingly, almost every team would lose against Shock. But now, I believe this is number 5, and it moved fucking down, and you could probably see the teams below it, and I'm realizing that it fucks everything out, but who cares? The Toronto Defiant. So I'm probably higher than a lot of people. Most people still have New York up here at this point, and teams like that. But I have put in Toronto Defiant. So why am I believing in Toronto right now? They look pretty damn good. You see their wins that they get. They beat Vancouver. They beat Atlanta. Now I don't have those two teams too high up, but I think Twilight is phenomenal in the Bermuda. I love what he's doing, and I think this backline is going to be one of the best backline, or one of the better backlines at least, for this stage. Is there people here? No idea. I'm going to talk like a crazy person. So, I think their backline's looking really strong. Hisu's looking great, although I love although actually coming in and looking good. He doesn't look great right now. He's not like, oh, he's a top Genji or whatever, but he's definitely average at the very least, and I think he will improve as he gets more play time, because they've been finale all day, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing more Defiant, hopefully at their homestand. Looking good for it right now, but yeah, 5th, which I think it's okay. So now the team, it's gonna fucking scroll down, and you're gonna see my rankings, but I'm over it. So Houston Outlaws. So you would expect me to put Houston above the Gladiators. I know you would, but I just can't. So the Gladiators, right, they had their struggles. Tommathan apparently had a wrist injury or something. So you bring in Shu on the Sojourn. That's not ideal, right? That's not ideal. We know that's not ideal. Should I back up a moment? Boom, I'm in the light. So that's a problem. That problem will fix itself, and the Gladiators are so good that I'm not too worried about them moving forward, right? So I'm kind of talking about them both right now, because the Gladiators are up next, probably spoiled on the OBS. I don't know. More than likely. But, I don't know. Merit and Pelican, let me talk about Houston for a moment. They look phenomenal. Absolutely spectacular with what they're doing. They're maybe one of the best DPS pairings in this meta from what we've seen. I think that you can argue the best, right? For sure. And their backline, I think Left's a good addition. Now the question becomes Doge or Dante. They started Doge and then they ended Dante. I think that was kind of the plan overall, right? You let Dante get some more scrim time on the character. Maybe Doge only comes in for a week. Maybe you're releasing Piggy, so you want him. Well, he's a main tank, so I don't know what the hell is going to happen when they play Circuit Royale next time. I don't know what's going on there. But Dante Sigma, consider it. Oh, my hat's in water. Whatever. So I think I'm high on Houston still, but I'm not going to discredit the Gladiators, who still look great. Their coaching staff, I believe in their coaching staff for sure. I know Ryan was talking about the no skill medal. He seems a little boomed. I think that goes away whenever you have, a Tommathan or whatever the rumors are of, some Washington Justice players joining or whatever. But they both look good. Now let me go back into the darkness and scroll down, because I have to scroll down and pick them up at this point. Maybe you don't see who's next, actually, because they're so far down at this point, it's impossible. So now I have the Gladiators at number 3. I already talked about them. I feel like their coaching staff I still have faith in them. Their Tommathan wrist injury should heal up. I never want to see Shu again. Now, I am a little concerned that their backline was a little discombobulated. I think that will improve itself as it goes on. Funny Astro and Skewed are too talented on their characters to really be a poor backline in this meta. And of course, I don't have a problem with Kevster. And Reiner or Junker Queen did not look great. I will admit, it wasn't bad. I don't see why he can't improve. He's Reiner, so I think he'll be okay. And there is a point that maybe he hasn't been as flexible as people are claiming, because he's only on he's on your Ball, he's on your Winston, your Doomfist or whatever. And he only really showed to get better at the Doomfist, right? Because the Sigma's not no good. He's not playing Zarya, all that stuff. Did you see a whale? No, maybe not. Got no problem with Reiner still. I'm gonna give him an old, like, I'm gonna believe in him until I can't anymore kind of thing. But Reiner. Next up, to no one's surprise, is probably the Dallas Fuel. So I am kind of, whenever I do power rankings, I don't like to raise teams too much or lower teams too much, right? And I've kind of abandoned that in this specific case because there's a whole new meta and it looks very different. And Dallas has shot right up. And that's because they look back to being a top form team and that they were in the kickoff clash. They're playing the same style overall. You brought in Edison. I'm not going to call Edison a crazy Sojourn. I don't think he was that crazy. I think he was suitable, which compared to Guryo is a fucking crazy accomplishment for this team. And I'm not going to call him great. I don't think he was great. I think he was definitely decent. And that's all you're looking for in the Dallas. You're looking for a decent Sojourn to at least make you competitive at the top level. And then you have Hanbin, who probably looks like the best Junker Queen right now, right? He looks insane. And I don't know, between Doha and Sparkle, I think Sparkle should continue to get the go-ahead to play, because I think Sparkle should never really leave this roster. I think he's that good. Fielderberg was solid. Dallas look like an absolute force, and they look like they know exactly what they want to do already. They're going to be the masters of this meta moving forward, maybe. And I'm going to put them second. Not going to put them first, because how can you take Shock off of first right now? Like, I understand that they didn't, like, actually I forget who they played first. Washington, the reverse sweep, or the stopping of the reverse sweep. That was rough. But how can you really justifiably take off the Shock, right? How can you do that? You have proper... He's on Genji, so he's not as carry as he is on Tracer, but he's still proper. The Kalush Junker Queen, good enough for me, I think. And Violet Brig, you know, or Lucio, up here, my bad. But they're just Shock. It's hard to put them down until other teams get a handle. I think Shock will not stay at the top of this meta. I think Dallas will overlap them. I could see Houston overlapping. I could see them dropping all the way to 4th. But you can't put them below this right now. They've been so good for so long. I don't see them dropping a match anytime soon. Now, they do play the Gladiators soon. I do give them the edge of the Gladiators right now, but come tournament time, who knows? Okay, so that's going to be my power rankings out in the rocks. Let me know your thoughts on them. Did I rank New York too low? Did I rank Gladiators too high? Am I crazy for putting Toronto top 5? Probably. But let me know. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe for more daily Overwatch League content. And thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good one. Deuces.